Dude, I was dancing for you when I wrote that movie.
I remember.
Those stories that I put in there was all stuff.
Fresh.
Dude, it was happening to me.
They always cast you as like a cop or something, right?
Dude, it's usually cop, soldier. This
cop.
was an EMT. Dude, and that was like my running joke lately, man. And like this was an EMT role. And when I read it, I'm like, all right, this dude ain't half bad, man. That's cool. I was like kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. I thought like, this guy's got to be a prick or something somewhere. And I wasn't. It was actually kind of nice because I embrace it. Like, I'm usually the prick.
The prick cop, racist cop,
prick soldier, thug.
Yeah. I saw you had tattoos on your story. I knew that was for a role.
I knew you, yeah.
I was like, no way.
So many people are like, are they real? Are they real? And I'm like, yeah, they're real. It's something I shot yesterday. It was like 2 undercover cops.
Okay.
You know.
Nice.
So,
is it for like an actual role? Was it
a
like
short film?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, short film.
You do a bunch of like probably like short projects or small projects, big projects.
Yeah, I like, dude, I gotta stay busy, man.
Yeah.
And I don't sit and wait. Like most actors will sit and wait for a role.
Yeah.
And twiddle their fucking thumbs, man. I can't. Like.
So what do? You just like go out?
I write my own.
You write your own shit?
I got my own crew. I write my own. When there's a part I want, I'm doing it.
You write yourself into it.
Yeah, I write it and I shoot it. I'll get the location, and I started doing that. That was.
Do you send any of these like into like directors and festivals? And
yeah, festivals. Like I did a short film. It was 2016, 17. About it was 24 minutes. That's a long short. We shot it in Detroit. It was about that's how I kind of like set myself up for it in a way with the racist cop, because it was about a racist. I don't want to say it was about a racist cop. I played a cop that shot and killed an unarmed black kid in like mistaken identity, right? And it went to quite a few festivals and won. And that kind of, because it was right when like all this police brutality was happening. So I was like, I'm gonna make a movie about this, and that I think kicked off.
Smart.
They're like, this guy's a racist cop. So then those roles started pouring in, and then it got to the point lately I'm like, dude, I gotta pass, man.
Yeah.
I don't like, it's too many back to back.
Yeah, you gotta mix it up, just for yourself. You notice that, like I noticed that about Robert Downey Jr. Right after Iron Man, like he was very quick to film Sherlock Holmes. I was like, he probably did that on purpose, just so like he can keep himself. Yeah. In the conversation of like he's a versatile actor, because a lot of people get like kind of almost typecast. I was
just gonna say that
Tom Holland, right as soon as he got done with Spider-Man, he's like filming all these other things with the Russo brothers. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay, so he doesn't get stuck into that.
Well, and the guys like that have the luxury, right? And it is like they say it is better to be typecast than no cast, because you want to work, but sometimes you just got to take the roles, man. I don't have any that I'm ashamed of.
No.
I'm pretty proud.
Well, I mean, shit, we're about to fucking talk about all the
good stuff.
All the things that preceded this crazy career of yours. Should we just get straight into it?
Oh, dude,
fuck it.
I'm ready, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for another episode of Stripped Down. Stripped Down, appropriate name, right?
Love it.
Today, we have our very first guest. Not only is this man one of the stars of 911 Lone Star on Fox, Dave on FX, Lucifer on Netflix, and also the writer, director, and star of his own film called Misled.
Misled.
I could not forget that one.
Misled. It's funny. I was thinking about you earlier, because I was like, how cool is it that like Sammy Sheik played that the character you inspired?
Oh, I inspired that character?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, I should also mention, ladies and gentlemen.
Now he wants his royalty check.
Yeah, where's my royalty, motherfucker? I should also mention that you are the very first male entertainer that I ever hired.
Yeah, dude, that's true. Panera Bread.
You are like the first Avenger.
I am the first Avenger.
Panera Bread. That's where
Panera Bread.
That's where I did the interview.
In Dearborn. That's not Dearborn Heights. Panera Bread in Dearborn on Michigan Avenue.
Michigan Avenue. At that time, I was still living with my parents.
Driving that white Dodge Challenger.
Damn, you got a good memory.
I got a good memory.
It was a Charger, not a
Charger. That's what it's a Charger.
Yep. And I came out acting as if I was a representative for a company.
Dude, you were good back then. you were good back then.
This was way back before Magic Men, before any of that.
That was a long time ago.
Yep. We were just booking private parties.
Yeah.
And
dude.
you were working at a club from over the border in Windsor.
Yep.
But it closed down. It was a male entertainer club. It was the only one around. And it closed down, and it's like, fuck, let me get some weekend gigs.
Dude, I
can't remember how you applied or whatever. I saw your application.
Bro, I thought I was done, man, because I was acting at that point, and like I had already got a couple gigs and did like an indie that went and like won a bunch of awards, and it was going good. And I'm like, dude, I can't be stripping anymore.
Yeah.
And then I just like hit some hard times, and I was broke. And I probably looked on Craigslist or something, and I saw your ad. And I was like, dude, I was actually trying to wait tables.
Yeah.
And I'd waited tables for 2 weeks, and it sucked ass, man. I was horrible. I was like, I can't do this, man. I'm better at dancing at tables than waiting on them.
And not only that, like the difference, what you can make in 1 hour compared to, an entire
freedom.
night.
And it was
the freedom.
Dude, was it wintertime? I just remember it being like close to the holidays, man. And it was one of those things where I'm like, dude, I need money.
Yeah.
I need money.
Yeah.
And I hit you up, and I was like, dude, what do you got, man?
What do you got? Dude, I remember those days. They're so long ago to me. But it seems like you remember it a lot more vividly than I do.
Bro, you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
That cop shirt you gave me?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I loaned it to you.
I still have that. Do you know how many acting gigs I booked off that?
Really?
Bro, it was too big for me. I took it to my tailor, had her fit it. Bro, every cop role that I landed with that shirt.
No shit,
I still got
dude.
it.
I need those royalties, man.
I'm digging my own grave here.
I'm joking. This is basically like repayment right now. Just like we're gonna get into some stories, ladies and gentlemen.
It's funny like how one thing can like lead to another, man.
So like just like a little bit of context behind that comment is like before you would go to any of these private parties, you were required to have some sort of costume.
They'd be like, oh, we want the pizza guy or the cop or the construction worker.
Yeah, it was usually the cop was like the number one requested one. You know what I mean? So I had one. I forgot why I even had one. I think somebody. Somebody else's that they left.
Todd, but you can cut that out.
Yeah, but dude, I might get him on here too. I actually just reconnected.
It was his shirt.
It probably was. So I gave it to you. You kept it all this time. That's crazy.
Bro, I still got it, man.
That's insane.
It's up at Hot Shots on the door.
That thing's got to be framed at some point.
Bro, I swear that thing is like.
It's legendary. Dude.
It is legendary.
So, dude, let's take them back, man, because we were talking about how you were involved way before anything that I was known for, which is Magic Men, is what most people know me for, right? But you got out before Magic Men even really kicked off. Mm-hmm. I mean, shit. Let's just take it back to like how you mentioned before we started rolling the cameras. Like you got started as a dancer when you were. Only 19?
19, man.
Holy shit.
Bro, and it's like cliche. It's one of those cliche stories. You're like, yeah, sure. But don't forget, I mean, this is like a while ago, man.
Yeah.
And I was getting kicked out of my apartment. Broke as a joke. I was working at Lowe's Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Unloading trucks at 4 a.m. And then, like, I was probably making $8 an hour, and I was like, I couldn't make my rent. I was getting kicked out. And this is true, man. Like my life, like truth is stranger than fiction. This is the truth, bro. So long story short, I had just gotten in shape, and I was skinny, whatever. And my boy's girl, like these girls I know, all went down to Windsor, and I was living like outside of Port Huron at the time.
Really? I don't think I've ever heard this story.
No?
No.
Dude, it's crazy, bro. I think it's crazy. So these girls I know, they go down, to Danny's in Windsor, and they come back and they're like, oh, it was crazy, da 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 da. You should go. And I'm like, it's stuck in my head, and I'm like, man, I'm broke, dude. I call, and I'm like, when's amateur night? And they're like, oh, it's Wednesday night. I'm like, okay, cool, dude. I swear, I didn't have insurance on my car. My car overheated as I drove it, and the only way to keep it from overheating was to go fast or shut it off when I stopped. And I didn't have the money to for gas or to get over the bridge. My landlord, I lived in like the smaller town, owned a liquor store. My house is here. He owns a liquor store on the corner. I go to him and write a bad check for $10. I'm like, dude, if he don't cash it right away, I got a few days to get it. So I cash in pop bottles and write him a check for $10.
This is just so you could get to the club.
To get to the club.
Holy shit.
2 of my boys were supposed to go with me, and they pull out. They didn't go. So I go to amateur night, win.
You win.
Win. $50 Canadian. Cash that over. It's like $36 American. Got enough gas to go home. I'm like, cool, man, I won amateur night, da 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 da. And I'm like, this is it. But you have to get a license to dance. You have to get a license to dance in Canada, and you got to get a work visa. One's 125, one's 100.
Oh, shit.
I ain't got the money.
Damn.
So I hit up my boy, and I'm like, dude, man, I got a job, dude. Let me get, so he's like, all right. So he loans me a couple $100 to get the license and the visa. So I start working right away, and I'm driving 2 hours each way, 6 nights a week. From Port Huron to Windsor, 6 nights a week. I'm not making any money, bro.
How's that?
I just didn't know what I was doing. And I see these other, and like at 19, I looked like I was 15. No one would touch me. These women are coming in the club. I'm 159 pounds. No one would touch me. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna quit. Like this ain't working, man. And then like I started to find my groove, man.
You became Stan the Man.
Yeah, but that's what they said too. The guy's like, I was like, I don't know what my stage name's gonna be. He's like, Stan, what's your last name?
Yeah,
I was like, Stan.
Jonathan Stanley. You went with Stan. Stan the Man.
He's like, Stan the Man. And it clicked. Like when it clicked, then I started making money and was able to pay my buddy back. But dude, I was struggling, man.
Holy cow. So how long did you do that for? From 19 to what?
Oh, 20.
Because I mean, you must have met me when you were like in your mid-20s.
Yeah, I think it was, man. I did that for like 4 years, and then it was always a means to an end. Like I loved dancing. I loved, like sometimes, you know, I mean, you can get stuck. It's easy to get stuck in that.
That's why everybody gets started in it. It's like, you know,
it's quick money.
The same story, like similar. Like you're in a weird situation, need to make some quick money. It's a means to an end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I love to dance. That was the thing. I was always a dancer. Like I loved to dance, and I was like, I'm in shape. I can dance too, and then I can make some money.
Yep.
And I always wanted to act, but I didn't know how. I didn't have any connections. So I thought, well, let's see what happens here, and like it'll open doors. And it did. In retrospect, it did. It allowed me, and then like when I was 24, I started like pursuing acting heavy. Yeah. Right? And then you get a gig here and there, and then I was at one point I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. Right. And I started like I got a role, and then I started. Yeah, see, but that's the thing about theater. Acting. It's like so up and down. Dude, so up and down. You see, like even a lot of people who, you know, who you've seen on TV, who you've seen like in shows, that they've got part-time jobs. Yeah, we're all waiting for our next job. Everybody's waiting for the next job. Unless you're DiCaprio or Mark Wahlberg. Yeah. Like, dude, you're auditioning. Unless they're like you, who's writing their own stuff or finds a way to integrate themselves into the whole acting thing. Yeah. Which is what you've done with your studio. Yeah. You know, where you do your self-tapes, your auditions, your demo reels, everything like that, your coaching now. Right. So you found a way to like integrate it, so even during your off time, you've got something. Yeah. You know, at least something. That's your own thing. And that's all I do now, 24/7 is filmmaking and acting, you know, and that's crazy. I'm blessed to have that. Dude, is there anything like, so okay, let's take people back, you know, through the time machine. Yeah. What it was like to be a dancer during that era, because this is pre-Magic Mike, all the movies.
like stripping was not a popular thing. Like it wasn't like this mainstream thing.
No, this is early 2000s.
It was almost underground to a certain extent.
It was, and it was really taboo, man.
It was very taboo,
dude. It was like I was judged, man, hard, bro.
And you couldn't let everybody know about it, right? But now, doesn't it feel like a little different because of the way the mainstream culture has almost embraced it?
Totally different.
I remember having to like, you know, everybody had to have a fake name when they went out, right?
Yep.
They had to. Some guys didn't even want to have their real photo on the website. They wanted to use a fake person's photo that looked like them. You know what I mean? They had to keep it hush hush. I can't let anybody know. Now it's like totally different. Everybody's like, yeah, fucking put me in the middle of the poster. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know. But that came with time also because we turned it into something that was like legitimized, a big concert, a big thing. But,
yeah, and when. I mean, dude, full transparency here. I was at a full nude club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like...
We've mentioned that before.
15 dudes, maybe 20.
Yeah.
And you had to get fully naked. And it was Windsor, so the women could drink. That was the thing. In Canada, you could drink and get fully nude.
Did that make it, like, weird or different? Because, we've...
Bro, totally different.
Yeah, that has to change.
Totally different. My audition was, man. Like,
what did you do for your audition?
The audition, I was just like dancing. But bro, I go and meet with the manager.
So you gotta be like confident in yourself,
dude,
ultra confident.
He goes to me.
Holy
like
shit,
he wasn't there when I was for amateur night. It was another manager there. But like the dude that ran the club, that was the main manager, he has me come back a couple days later. And he's like, we get full naked here. And I'm like, yeah, cool, whatever, man.
You're like, fuck it, I need this money.
He goes,
I'll do something strange for a piece of change. I don't give a shit.
Bro, you ain't lying. He's like, dude, I need to see, man. I'm like, what? He's like,
oh.
He's like, pull your dick out. And I'm 19, dude.
Can you imagine if I did that shit?
Dude, I'm like,
oh my God, dude.
I'm like, I was like, dude, I'm like straight up though. I was like, I was like, dude.
He's like, spread your cheeks and lift your sack.
Yeah, dude. Like,
let's see from behind.
I was like, so I was just like, and the other manager's here, so it's two of them. So I'm just like, it's like, all right, you're hired, but you got to put on weight. But dude, it's one of those things, man, to where like it sounds like a crazy story. And there's a time I would have been like, dude, I was so like, I don't want to talk about that part of my life, and that, you know what I mean? Like I want to be, and I want to be taken serious as an actor. Right. But there was no, as you get older, you're like, dude, fuck it, that made me.
Exactly.
Without that, there is no. That was the acting school. That was the best acting school.
Well, that's what I was gonna get to.
I could have had.
It's like, what are some of the best things that you took away from it? You know what I mean? Because you get dumped into this world and you learn a lot about life like real quick.
Bro.
You learn like on a deep level almost, like where you get into the psychology of how people really are. You know what I mean? There's different ways you can like kind of look at it and take things away from it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. And my parents were cool with it. I might go down these little rabbit holes. But the cool thing is my parents were cool with it. My parents are very street. My whole family's like very street. They were all born and raised in Detroit, in the hood. So my parents told me straight up, they said, dude, cool. Just don't fuck with no drugs.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same thing my mom said. She goes, cool, do your thing. Just don't fuck with drugs. Till this day, I ain't never touched a drug. Yeah. I never smoked weed. I don't drink. I ain't never got high. I was just about the money, right? And the way it helped was seeing, you see everything, man. And I'm from the school of thought to where, dude, you gotta get, like, as an actor too, dude, fuck, okay, so what? You go to NYU, you go to Juilliard, that ain't teaching you life. That doesn't get you ready for life. So yeah, you go to Juilliard or NYU, which I'm not knocking, that has its place, but then how do you go and do a lot of these characters? You gotta go out and get dirty. Yeah. And that's the shadow, right? Yeah. So when you're down in the trenches, the mud, man, and you come across everyone. Yeah. Right? From all and it's just like Hollywood. It's just like Hollywood, man. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Because everything has its price. Its price, man.
Holy shit.
Everything has its price. And the only difference between the strip club and Hollywood is a union. That's it, dude. Like, that's it. Oh, I ain't doing that. Oh, okay, it's Jake Gyllenhaal and it pays $500,000. Okay,
I'll do
you
it.
got yourself a deal.
Holy shit.
It's like, I mean, that's it, dude.
That's crazy.
It's so close, man. And that's when it clicked for me, and I was like, dude, that's like, as you get older, those are the people, and I don't know if you're like this, but like you sit and talk to someone like you got amazing stories. Mm-hmm. You know, you ain't a square.
Plenty of them. You've heard most of them.
The best, but you ain't a square, dude.
Yeah.
And like that shit's boring. I want to be around like life's. I don't want to say like life's fuck ups because that ain't the proper word. But I want to be around people that have like done it.
Yeah, been in it, been around.
In it. I don't want like someone that had like, oh, my parents are perfect, everything's perfect, everything's been good, I had a perfect childhood. Dude, we can't talk about nothing. I can't relate to you.
Yeah.
Put me in a room with a bunch of people that got like trauma.
And yeah, you're gonna hear people from all different walks of life, but there's some overlap.
There is some overlap.
You know what I mean? So you could relate in some ways, and you can kind of correlate some of your stories with some of their stories.
Right.
And it's like you guys just get each other.
Yeah.
Right. But it also kind of helps you understand people a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like that's one thing I took away from like being in this industry, especially like focusing on the male entertainers and having a female audience. It's like really now I have a totally different understanding of women, like that I would have never had before.
Right. Well, you got two sisters,
and I have two sisters, of course. So I always went into the mindset. It's like I need to make this.
You've seen it different.
Oh yeah, I've seen it way different than you, because like, you know, what you're talking about, like I could see how that culture would kind of bring you up, especially like it being a full nude show. It's like you guys are literally just pieces of meat up there.
Dude, that's it. We're commodities.
You're commodities. You're there to make your money and whatnot, and the girls are looking at you as such. It's like, yeah, you're entertaining, but it's like there's like a heavy kind of sexualized component to it.
Oh, big time.
Like, not to say that we don't have a sexualized component to our show, but it's just more about the showmanship aspect of it with like, it's the sexual component is just spiced on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're trying to make a concert. So it's like, okay, now I need to figure out how to make this show something that's entertaining to them, makes them feel like really happy to be there, and just a fun night out, give them something they can't get anywhere else, like this level of freedom and whatnot. So it's like, that's getting me to think like that. So now I'm observing women like that and trying to figure out, okay, what are some of the struggles they deal with? How can I like counteract that while they're in this atmosphere? So I don't know. So it just made me go there mentally, where I would have never went there before. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, like if it's you and your two older sisters and your mom, and you got this Lebanese upbringing, you're not seeing behind the curtain, dude. Right. Right. And now you do, and you're like,
yeah.
Oh man, dude, that ain't how.
Right. Well, I always wanted to get the show to a point where it was good enough, and like where my sisters could come to the show.
And it's tasteful. Your stuff, your show is very tasteful.
So it's crazy enough. The audience and everybody's coming is getting what they want, but it's also put production-wise high enough so my sisters can come.
Dude, it's totally clean. Yeah, I mean, like it's. Look, if
it's got its very edgy moments.
Sure, but if your sisters can go watch Magic Mike and it's innocuous, they can watch your show. Right. Right? It's not
See, but what you're talking about is like the real life fucking version of what it is to be a male entertainer in like pre-Magic Mike.
Dude, and that's where it got like
kind of,
I mean,
like what you're saying, like what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Bro.
What the fuck did you do, young Jonathan?
Dude, you know what? That's another, dude, you know what? That's another thing, man, that like, I probably wouldn't have been able, I made a movie on it, so I dealt with it, and it's,
That's another thing, Misled. Isn't that about your stripper life almost?
Yeah, and I kind of cleaned it up. It was like...
I want to hear about this character that was based on me. I never knew this guy was... I kind of almost looked at him.
You're like,
when I saw him, I'm like,
he goes and gets a
Kind of reminds me of myself.
He goes and gets a Middle Eastern guy that recruits him for dancing.
Way darker complected, way to fucking stereotype. Egyptian as fuck. And the other roles he plays, he's like a terrorist in these fucking roles.
Dude, yeah. Bro, he was doing.
I'm like, bro, how you do me like that?
No, but dude,
he killed it.
He killed
He's
it.
an amazing actor, by the way.
He killed it.
Like he's legit.
He was doing Lone Survivor with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
He had 1 week break, and I was like, Sammy, please come do my movie.
Sammy Sheik.
Yep. So he had a 1 week break from doing Lone Survivor, and he comes to Detroit, does it for like next to nothing, and that's why he had the beard. Because at first I wanted him to have like a clean cut look, and he's like, dude, I can't shave this beard. I got to go back and shoot Lone Survivor. So I'm like, dude, the beard works, bro. That's it. We're just gonna.
I didn't even have a beard back then.
No, but it worked for like that way. It wasn't
for
like
the vibe,
the cliche, because we could have easily went like with the cliche, Dearborn look, if that's a thing, right?
Yeah, no, the way you guys portrayed him was perfect for the role.
And he nailed it, and it's like it reminded me. But that's one of the things too, dude. I was dancing for you when I wrote that movie.
I remember
those stories that I put in there was all stuff
fresh,
dude. It was happening to me.
Right.
I would come home after, like that's why I realize in retrospect, like you can't be too squeaky clean. If I would have been like, dude, I'm done dancing, I'm gonna write a movie, I wouldn't have been able to come up with the things that made Misled good.
Yeah.
The stories I had.
It's so real, so fresh.
Bro, truth is stranger than fiction.
Yeah.
Truth is stranger than fiction. Like the last party I did for you, bro. I never told this story.
Oh shit.
The last party I did for you, I go over to Windsor. It was like at a hotel. I'll never forget this, bro. And I had like these $30 diesel underwear, and girls always wanted them. One time, like, and it was like just adding up to like, this is like the stuff that happened in like Misled, to where it's like slowly chipping away, and I'm like, man, this is like eating away at me. This one story, I just think it's funny. Like I was doing one party, and these underwear is expensive as hell, so I'd have like 2 or 3 pairs, and they're $30 each, and they're like the bright colored diesel.
Yeah.
Right. These girls would steal them. So these one girls, I look at my bag, I'd take my money and just put it in my bag, and my underwears are gone. And,
they leave the money but take the underwear.
They left the money and took the underwear.
What the?
And I'm like, hey, who took the underwear? And she's like, I said, just these underwear are $30. Give me my underwear. And they seen I was getting pissed. They go and get him, and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, her dog took them. Oh. I'm like, dude, okay, whatever. So that was harmless. But the last party.
You should have sold the underwear.
Dude, now that I'm thinking about that, I could have did a markup. I could have been like, look, these are $50. I'm going to sign them.
Yeah.
That's it. And then their husband finds them, and he's like,
$100, you get a souvenir.
who's staying?
Honey, I want you to wear these underwear for me tonight. Where'd you get these? Don't worry about it, bitch.
Explain the stain.
Oh.
Dude, that could have been. You could put that on there.
That could have been a money move.
Yeah, explain the stain.
Oh shit. So what happened?
Yeah, so last party, I go to this hotel party in like Windsor, Ontario, and dude, I don't drink. Not drinking, and of course I'm driving. I wouldn't anyways. These girls are wasted, bro, and they rip my tank top. The bride, she rips my tank top off, and then I'm like, okay, hey, just be cool. She takes my underwear and just starts, dude. I mean, like ripping them off me, and you can hear them tearing. And I'm like, hey, you got to be cool. Hey, look, I know you guys pay, but that doesn't mean you get to just like, she's clawing me. She's yanking my underwear. Dude, you can hear them tearing. And then some people might be like, oh, dude, big deal. What's the problem? It's like, that's the issue of when it's like, come on, just because you pay doesn't mean you like anything goes.
Yeah.
You don't just get to rip my clothes and like scratch. And so I'm like, look, hey, you got to knock it off. Dude.
Yeah.
They start tripping.
They were tripping?
Tripping. You ruined her night. How dare you, da-da-da-da-da. I was like, dude, I'm done, man.
Oh, my God.
I'm done. Like, what am I doing?
Well, dude, yeah.
What am I doing? That was, like, so stories like that, like, I'd put in Misled. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'd incorporate that of, like, you know, like, just the woman thinking, like, she owns you.
They could do whatever they want. It's crazy, because, like, I was, like, if I would have heard, I never heard this before. You know what I mean? And I'm surprised I didn't hear it from them.
I think I probably just told you, like, dude, I'm burnt out.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
I mean, because like the way I look at that, I'm thinking now is like, okay, how did that even occur in the first place? You know what I mean? Like, how come the contact person wasn't there to like keep it? Because this is when I was driving the girls around, I would always call the contact person and kind of set the rules from the get-go. And I let them know, like, if anything, if the guys make the girls feel uncomfortable in any way, we're out. So make sure it's on you.
Well, with the guys, I mean, like, so the women would have, but with the guys, usually the guys are just like, hey,
guys
knock it
are
off.
a lot more tame. They kind of know.
Yeah,
that
you can just
rules.
tell them knock it off. But sometimes you get
somebody's got to have your back. It's usually the contact person.
Right.
I need you to moderate this thing. I'm here to do a job.
But sometimes there's just too much alcohol, man.
Yeah, shit.
You know
that's
what I mean?
Crazy. So then you wrote that into Misled?
Yeah, like to where like
Holy.
Yeah, like to where it was, and along with dude with like when I started like, and it wasn't like a, man, how do I say it? It wasn't like a habitual thing necessarily, but when I started like sleeping with girls for money.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was that like?
That's where that came from.
Was that something that was like offered to you from at the job, or like how?
Dude, it's crazy, man.
So one of the other guys, we did an episode where he was talking about what he used to work at a club before he joined Magic Men, and he would get these kind of offers. You know, like where, you know, how much to fucking do this to you, how much to take you home with me tonight or whatever like that.
And usually it's like, you know, just talk. You know what I mean? I remember I was probably like 19, 20, and this guy comes in and he's like, hey man, how much to, you know, hook up with my wife? And I'm like, and she was good looking. Like she was really good looking. And I'm like, dude, like this, like, I didn't say that to him, but I'm thinking like, this ain't my thing. Like what you just sit and watch me.
It's like a swinger couple.
Yeah. Like you just sit and watch. So I named off some ridiculous price, dude, like $500 or something like that. He's like, well, I'll call you later. So he calls me and he's like, hey dude, can you come down on that price? I'm like, no. And I'm thinking, I don't want to do it anyways, bro. And he's like, well, man, I can get someone here at the bar for free. And I was like, yeah, you probably could, dude. Click. You know what I mean? So nothing came of that. But then, like, there was a couple times to where it was, like, a girl would say, if you're dancing for, I remember she's like, how much to take you home? And I'm like, I think I said, again, like, something stupid. Well, he said, well, I thought it was stupid because I needed money. So I was like,
you're like
$500. And she's like, and whatever. And then, like, she hit me back, like, a month later.
No
and was
way.
like, hey, I got $500. I'm like, and I got time. So like, and like she did it once, and then she hit me again, and she's like, hey, let's do it again.
Wow. So you were like, that's like a gigolo.
Dude, I don't know. Yeah, I hate. I know. I hate terms.
Look, you
social currency.
Let's remember, fucking 19. This is during that period.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
then it turned into like. Then one lady was like, how much? She was like in out of town, and she's like, how much to go get a hotel? And I'm like, for the night, $1,000. And she's like, okay, let's go get a hotel. So.
This man was a professional fucking crab eater. He said $1,000. Let me get my
at first, I'm like, because I didn't like want to do it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm just gonna throw it out there and see if they take it. Yeah. Then it got to the point to where I was like, then I got on like some cocky shit, man, and was like, dude, I went through this phase, man, and I was like, that's how crazy. Like I went through this, and it was dark. It was dark, dude.
Yeah.
Like this, it was a dark time for me, and I was like, I ain't having sex for free.
Yeah, I mean,
and
after
like
you get paid, after you get paid for it, you're like, fuck.
Yeah. Why would I? So then I was just like, I don't do that for free. And then it turned into that. You know what I mean?
Is this how you would interact with like regular girls that you know?
Yeah, like there was no, like I went through like probably a year and a half.
That's crazy. You know what? I feel like that's probably true on the other side of the spectrum as well, like with girls.
Something happens, dude, and you got to go back and like, if I had to go back and talk to the young me, you know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah. No, it makes sense.
You know?
It's like even, you know, when you become a professional actor, dancer.
Yeah, you're like, well, this is my rate now.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I don't do student films, bro.
It's like, no, that happens to me. Like just a couple weeks ago, somebody met up with some friends and they were like, oh, I heard you're a dancer. The one mutual friend told him I was a dancer. He told him like he's part of he owns a bunch of dancers, but he put it lightly like, and they took it as if I was a dancer. So they're like, they want me to dance like right away as soon as they meet me. Dance for us, dance for us, dance for us. And I'm like, No, first off, I'm not a dancer.
Right.
I'm the MC, I'm the producer, I'm everything else but the dancer. And even if I was, it's like...
It doesn't work like that.
Why would I do it if I'm getting paid to do it professionally? I'm not going to just do it for free unless I really know you and just we're having fun or whatever. But yeah, it's like the same thing.
It turns into that. And then like why? I mean, like you have to, you got to stop and assess at some point and go, where is like, is a human? Like where's the disconnect? My wiring's off, right?
Yeah.
That like I would look back now and go, man, I had a lot of wires that were crossed,
Yeah.
right? That came from something. But that's all the stuff that would like you use that in acting.
Yeah.
Right? And then you get to the point to where like you just, you know, as with Hollywood, you set boundaries.
Yeah. Well, shit, that's a good fucking thing to have, especially out here with the way.
That's all you got.
The way you could get taken advantage of so easily. Yeah, I mean, so then you're just like, fuck that. I'm not doing it for free.
No.
I'm not doing I'm not gonna, everything has its rate.
Yeah.
You know? Would you say that that's probably like the darkest part of like being in the industry though? Like, what was the worst takeaway? Some of the best experiences, and what are some of the worst experiences?
The best was the performance because it's live theater.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love the dancing, right? And
Yeah.
we opened for Tyrese at like, I forget what venue it was in Detroit, and it was sold out. Like that was the theater, and that's why like I got into it. And then of course the money.
So wait, what was Tyrese doing?
He had a show he was doing in Detroit. I forget the name of the building. It wasn't Fox, but it was like a music hall. It was huge.
Oh, the Mosaic Music.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So that was sold out, and they got a hold of us and like, hey, you guys want to open for Tyrese? So it was me, Dion, and Chuck D, and another.
I remember seeing that tape,
Yeah.
dude.
So we opened for him. That was cool. Like those
Chuck
were the
D,
highlights,
dude.
man.
Yeah, man.
Those
so
are the
what did he
highlights.
have? You guys just like a dance performance?
Yeah. It was so you know what
That's
the
so
deal
perfect
was
for
though,
Tyrese,
dude?
too. Was he doing the
Bro,
what was
you
his-
want to know what the one thing they said to us?
What?
You can't take your shirt off.
Okay.
They said,
Oh, because they don't want you to outshine him.
yeah, because I guess he wasn't in shape.
Yeah.
So, dude, fuck that. So we go out there, and once we get done with it and shit, we just tear our shirts open. You know what I mean? Dude, he was pissed, bro.
What did
They
he
had
do?
our dressing rooms right across from his, and you know what's
Did the
crazy?
crowd go crazy?
Oh, dude, they went fucking bonkers, dude. They probably went more crazy for us than they did for him.
See, that's exactly why he didn't want y'all to do that.
Dude, that's exactly why. And he wasn't in shape.
Yeah.
It'd be like,
And he at that time he's singing what songs? Like all his like.
yeah, he's doing
classics.
his thing, and he's doing I forget which movie, so he's not like
How
ripped.
you gonna act like that?
I can't sing. I jump in with you. So I mean, how does it look for like us to go out there and then they're telling him to take it off, and he doesn't. So then it looks fucked up. And our dressing rooms are like right across.
He probably learned a big lesson. I'm never going on tour again without being in
Dude,
shape.
they were pissed, bro. Yeah.
Tyrese.
It's exactly. He's like, dude, I'm getting it right. We go upstairs afterwards, and like his boys are up there, and you know what's crazy? It's like there was these two girls that used to come in the club all the time and get me and one of my other boys, and they used to get us, and then now they're in there, and they're like his jump off. You know what I mean? It's like a crazy thing on how it comes out. So we run upstairs, dude. We got our shirts off. We go in the dressing room, and they're like, "How was it? This and that." And I was like, "Oh man, we killed it." And like one of his boys like sees us with our shirts open. He's like, "Man, get out of here with that shit." Like I was like, "Oh, you guys are pissed, man."
Yeah, because you guys are outshining them.
I mean, but at the end of the day, it's Tyrese. I mean, he's got a bigger fan base.
Yeah, of course. They should be like, of course, they're there for him.
It
He's
ain't like
the
he'd trade places with us by any means. You
I
know
mean,
what
you warmed up the crowd
we got him warmed up
like crazy for his ass. So
Yeah.
they were revved up and ready to go by the time he
revved up
came
and
out.
ready to go, man.
He should be now every tour he does from there on after, he's gonna be fucking ripped and shirtless.
Ripped, and he's like, I'm ready.
See, if anything, you guys kind of put him in check, did him a favor. It's
Yeah.
a life lesson, Tyrese.
Iron sharpens iron, man. But that was the good. That was the good. But then I'd see guys overdose, man. Drugs. That's why I never touch drugs either. Like
Yeah.
I'm the kind of probably like you. I could watch someone do something, and if it ain't working, like I'd see dudes snorting coke, GHB.
Yeah.
and they're just fucked up. They're gone, dude. They never have any money. They're busting holes in walls. They're crying.
Yeah, they're fucking mental. They're just gone.
My one of our buddies blew a stop sign, dude. Boom, paraplegic. Miracle he lived.
Holy shit.
And like, I'm like, dude, that's why like till this day I don't mess with nothing, man. Like I watch and I go, nah.
I think like when you see like the darkest parts, like it almost pushes you away from that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you got exposed to it on such a crazy level that you're just like, oh fuck that. I do like you push it away even further. You know what I mean? So now you're like even more.
Then the money
careful.
it costs for that, man. I was all about like memories and you know helping my mom and my parents out. Yeah. That was always like.
So did you like carry on any of the like showmanship aspect of it into like acting? You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like I'm sure like, because you know how people kind of have stage fright? Yeah. Right? You got over that real quick, especially if you got to be fully naked on stage.
I had to, man.
You know what I mean? So being in front of a camera, it's like you don't even it's like a big fucking deal. You know how as soon as the camera turns on, they turn into a different person. I'm sure you experience this when you're doing the demo reels and stuff.
Oh, all the time with actors. The minute you hit record, the life gets sucked out of the room, man.
Right.
And you should be able just to go from this.
So do you think that you know?
It definitely helped, man. It definitely helped. But you still got the thing of you have to like, you get good at that. And you're like, of course they're going to. I'm in shape. I'm going to take my shirt off. Of course they're going to like me. No big deal. It's like when you do a certain show so long, you just fall into line.
Yeah.
But it's different sometimes with shows. You just pop up on a TV show. You're just there for a day or two. No one knows you. They're just kind of like, hey. And then you got to sometimes give this long-ass monologue. And so the nerves are there for different
reasons.
Yeah, different reasons. Yeah. Opposed to then now, if you're there for a week or 2 weeks, you're like, oh, hey, what's up, Joe? How you doing? Fuck it. You fuck up. You keep going. Yeah. So there's a certain amount of nerves, but the psychology of it, dude, there's so many similarities and parallels between, I wasn't being facetious when I said like the strip club and Hollywood, man. There's a lot of
parallels between it.
Yeah, man.
So did you being exposed to like the stripping industry did it prepare you for Hollywood, would you say?
Yeah, it did. And two, like just
in what way?
A lot of it is you're marketing something, you're branding yourself, right?
Yeah.
And all that life experience comes with almost like any role you can tap into. But then also, man, the biggest thing is like we were talking about boundaries, like, man, and as an actor, it's tough because it's like when I was broke, I had to do things my whole life, man, growing up, because I grew up poor as fuck. Poor as fuck. So my whole life I had to do things for money that I did not want to do.
Right.
Always, man. And that's all I knew. That's all I knew was like doing shit that I didn't want to do. And then that, again, is one of the commonalities with
acting in a way.
Acting, right?
Sometimes you have to do roles and shit.
Until you don't. And then as you get older, as I get older now, I'm like, dude, all I have is fucking no. All I have is my talent and my boundaries. All I have is the power of the shit that I say no to.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, I can't out desperate someone else. Everyone out here is desperate.
Yeah.
So you got to draw that line in the sand and say, dude, I'm not doing that. I know my worth. I know my value. I'm not doing that. There's a reason you don't see Robert Downey Jr. and the Marvel DC actors doing Lifetime movies, doing soap operas.
Yeah.
They know their worth. And that's where if I didn't go through that, that wouldn't have clicked for me now going.
Until it was too late, maybe.
Yeah, until it's too late. Now I pass on roles to like, hey, you got to get, again, dude, I probably do have my price if I'm being completely honest. But recently my agent came to me with something and said, this is full nude and you got to do simulated sex. And I'm like, dude, oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. And it ain't because part of me could go.
The 19-year-old you would have been like, fucking sign me up.
Where's the
How
camera?
much? How
Yeah.
much?
How much?
$500.
Let's go.
It's like
Where's the mark?
$1,000 at a hotel for the night.
That's it. Yeah. But now it's like,
Yeah.
no, for what?
Right.
I could be like, well, dude, I got naked for less. I've done, you know what I mean? I used to get naked for $20, but I'm not doing that no more.
Yeah.
And like even the simulated sex, for what purpose does it? And it ain't like I'm holier than thou. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Maybe for the right project. Maybe if it was Christopher Nolan or David Fincher and it's legit and they're like, you know, this is the movie and this is the story we're telling, then I'm like, cool. But the gratuitous of like,
Just to do
I don't
just
need,
to do
for
it.
what?
Yeah,
I don't need an
exactly.
excuse to suck someone's titties.
Yeah.
I'm married. And if it even compromises my relationship, it ain't worth it.
Yeah.
And that's the boundaries, man. That's the boundaries of like, nah, I'm good. That's the only power you have. What else do you have, man, sometimes besides what you say no to?
That's crazy
Most
to think
motherfuckers will do anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially in desperate situations, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, you know, I feel like sometimes there's people that prey on those kind of people.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
That's definitely fucking apparent here. I mean, you hear the stories. It's ridiculous.
Dude, it's Hollywood,
but
man.
it's nice that it's like all coming to light now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's, a lot of it's being exposed. So, like, you know, people have to kind of be a little bit more cautious before they're just on a power trip. You know what I mean?
Yep, it comes with it.
That's crazy, dude.
It comes with it.
If there was like, okay, so let's say there's somebody who's young into the game, similar situation as you, like need some money, fucking they got the physique, they got the confidence, they got, you know, maybe a little bit of talent to be able to dance, and they're maybe looking at this and they're like considering, hey man, you know, fuck, I thought about dancing at one time. What's like one piece of advice you would give that person before you get into it? Just make sure, you know, you kind of have this mindset. What would that be?
Save your money and don't get caught up with it. Like first thing is like drugs, dude. First thing is like drugs.
Stay away from the fucking drugs. It's a slippery fucking slope.
Yeah.
Just be aware of that going into it.
I had too many friends, man, ruin their life.
Don't get too caught up with the temptation.
The temptation,
that
man.
you're surrounded by.
The best.
Remember why you got into it.
Remember why you got into it. I blew a lot of money on material stuff and vacations. Do I regret it?
Yeah.
No, I don't have any regrets.
I mean, because you're young and you still want to fucking live your life. Dude, I could be dead tomorrow. Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. I would say, though, but I'd say, like, the drugs and... Because it is easy come, easy go, right? And, like... Yeah, you got the women thing, and that's like, sure, you got all the women you want. But dude, the best advice, and this is a Hollywood thing, man. The best advice I got was from this. I mean, it's like, this is a side note, but this dude was right. Was this gay dude. He ran a gay bar in Detroit. We crossed paths. We're talking about stripping, and he says, remember this, you create a fantasy, don't fulfill it. Ooh. I was like, damn, dude, that's like, that's stuck with me till this day.
That one hit different when you just said
dude,
that.
I was like, holy shit. He goes, the minute you fulfill it, it's gone.
Fantasy's over.
It's gone. It's gone, dude.
So how do you correlate that to now?
It's Hollywood, man. There's got to be those. That's another thing with boundaries, man. You don't get. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You don't get this.
You hold the power when you don't.
Hold the power, man.
When you don't cave.
Yeah. To where you're always genuflecting and obsequious and just what can I do, and so servant. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense to me. Like, for more reasons than the obvious.
Yeah.
You know?
And the strip club, it's just like, dude, don't fuck your money.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
Don't shit where you eat. Yeah. Don't get high off your own supply.
Yeah. Don't, like, you know what I mean?
Scarface knows this shit. Come on, dog.
Dude,
it's like what they say. It's like, don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the fantasy...
It's gone.
Is gone.
It's gone. But that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
With Magic Men. That they're larger than life. They're on this stage. Oh, my God, it's a fantasy.
Yeah.
And then the minute the fantasy's gone, it's like, right? If they seen the dude changing his flat tire out in the parking lot, right?
It's a little bit different, yeah.
Getting in an Uber, it'd be like, nah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I do
it's
get what you
fucking
mean.
gone.
But I feel like we cross back and forth between like the fantasy and reality a lot, and it's actually worked for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we kind of pride ourselves on having a relationship with our fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not being so out of touch
Right.
with the the fan
and things
base.
are different now.
But it is different, but like
know?
I don't notice any other groups that do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that actually interact on social media or Snapchat and like giving you a real life personal view on their lives and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it's like almost like you know them, like they're your boys, but also these kind of they're almost rock stars at certain times too. Like that's dope. That I got one of my friends that, you know, I'm kind of like one of their friends, but like to everybody else, they're fucking rock stars. So it's like cool to be in their little clique. You know what I mean? I feel like it kind of works for us in that way. And I, you know, in general, I fucking enjoy having that relationship with them. And I don't feel like it takes away, like, you know, it's not like we're hanging out with the fans and all that.
Hanging out at Denny's at like 5 in the morning and shit.
But we do like, you know, obviously even through this podcast, let everybody into our lives a lot more than, you know, other groups. And I kind of like that. I feel like it creates a more personalized inner kind of feeling to what we do, because then when they come to the show, you know, it's like they're screaming my name.
Yeah, they know about you.
Not Magic Men. It's like, oh, Romeo, oh, Myles, hey, Enrique, so-and-so.
Yeah.
It's like and then when they hug
like they
you
know
after
you.
the show, you know, they're bringing gift back. It's like, we would have never had that if we thought, oh, you know, we're up here and you guys are just like we try to create.
Dude, it's a fine line.
Yeah.
It's a fine
well, of
line.
course, you got it. There's certain lines you can't cross.
Yeah.
But it's like I like having that personal kind of touch to it, and I feel like it's kind of worked for us. But I get what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to fulfill the fantasy. Like you're a fantasy, never fulfill it. But I feel like that applies like to almost anything.
It does.
Like business.
It does.
Fucking, it's like, you know, they really want something from you, and it's like, okay, they're trying to see how kind of far can they, you know, push the negotiation.
Yeah.
It's like never cave.
Right.
Never.
You're
maintain that level of.
You got to be top shelf, man.
Yeah.
Like Louis Vuitton, dude.
Yup. Maintain your value, your price.
Yeah.
Don't budge.
There's Louis Vuitton and there's Walmart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
that's crazy.
which one are you, man?
Do you ever like look, because you got out just before Magic Men really started to develop.
Yeah, dude.
Right? You watched the whole thing go from literally nothing.
Oh, nothing.
It wasn't anything. It was all just guys doing private parties. And then one day we're just like, let's bring them all together. Let's do like a little ladies' night. And then from there it turned into like, okay, we're going to rent out this club, get them to give it to us for a Sunday night. And then all of a sudden, like 500 girls show up. It's like, okay, now you're doing it once a month. And then that turns into a tour. And now you've seen what we've done since then. Was there any part of you that was like, damn, I wish I could be on that tour with those guys?
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. When I saw your shows, I was blown away, dude.
The first time you saw our show, when was that? It was here in Los Angeles, because you were living here.
There was 2 of them I saw here. Was it the Microsoft?
The Microsoft
By the
Theater.
Staples Center.
Yep.
That was, and I was like, man, shit, dude. It brought back all those memories. And I'm like, dude, it's a drug. It's the same drug that you get acting.
Yeah.
Right? It's the accolades. It's the dopamine of the instant gratification.
Just being on stage.
Being on stage, the lights,
the performance drug.
And it's a drug that you chase.
It's an adrenaline dump that you don't get anywhere else.
You don't get it anywhere else. Dude, I'll tell you what, and this is the truth. I've been on countless sets.
Yeah.
Badass. The coolest ones, man.
Yeah.
None of them have gave me the thrill. And as much as I love acting, it's not like theater. You go, you sit around, you wait. They call you, you go say a couple lines, cut. There's no applause. There's no, right?
Yeah.
And look, you'd be lying. With acting, I mean, it's all, no matter what actors say in performance period, it's attention.
Yeah.
It's look at me.
Yeah.
Right? For whatever void it's filling from your fucking childhood.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Look, we all love the craft. I get that.
Yeah.
But it's look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me.
the reaction you get from the just the energy.
And it's the energy, man, of performing.
Yeah.
And nothing, like, there's been no adrenaline rushes from like being on a film set.
No.
You sit around in your trailer and you like just wait and that's it.
Yeah.
But the rush from performing, man, like that
in
stage,
front of a live
dude,
audience.
the live audience, that stage
makes
is
such a difference.
addictive.
Yeah.
It is a drug.
Yeah.
That's why it's hard to get out of.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're like, oh, they're gonna pay me to do this?
Yeah.
And women are gonna throw money at me?
Yeah.
It's tough to get away from, and it's like, what are you gonna do?
What can you do that?
How do you get out of that
afterwards?
Dude, that's why Floyd Mayweather's fighting fucking Logan Paul.
Yeah.
That's why Mike Tyson's still going. It's that thing of like, the spotlight ain't on you no more, man.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, I need that fix.
Yeah. I can see how that can be the case for a lot of people. I think, because it is definitely an adrenaline dump that you don't experience from anything else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nothing gets me as excited as performing a show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's the best.
Nothing gives me that feeling. So everything else kind of becomes like a little dull or boring compared.
Yeah, and you got that new
mean?
threshold, man.
You have a new threshold. We were fortunate enough to have done so much of it that we became a little bit desensitized to it. I mean, we toured for 6 years. By the end of it, dude, it was just like almost autopilot. You know what I mean? And then, you take some time off, and then when you do it again, because you took so much time off, it hits you like fucking...
Yeah. You gotta...
Woo!
It's like when you take too much speed, or you gotta, your adrenal glands get tapped.
Yeah.
Right? And you gotta fucking wean them off and whatever. I think they take Benadryl and shit to and then that way a cup of coffee
exactly
still
what
works.
I felt, dude, because when we stopped touring, it was almost a year since we did our Hollywood show.
Yeah.
And by the time we finished touring, we were tapped out, man.
You just burn out.
We just went so hard for so long. It was like, holy shit, it's like, I need to breathe for a minute. Then we start working on this Hollywood show. But as soon as, I remember it so vividly in my head. Like, I was so anxious the whole day for that first show. And then, like, stressed or whatever. But then a couple hours before the show started, I put on my whole, like, host outfit and whatnot. For whatever reason, as soon as I put that outfit on, there's, like, this calmness that just, like, washed over me.
Yeah.
And then, like, everybody's, like, kind of checking on me. You good, bro? You good? Like, you just, like, really chill. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm just, like, in my zen almost. And then it's, like, there's an intro to the show, the new show, where I have like a part in it. Like, my entrance is kind of like, it's definitely like it's amped up a bit. And as soon as my reveal happened and like the audience responded to it, I felt this adrenaline just fucking kick in.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, it went from 0 to 100 and I was amped up, like fucking switched back on. And I was like, yo, I haven't felt that in over a year. And I used to do hundreds of shows a year.
Yeah, and then you chase that. Dude, it's the equivalent. It is an addiction, man, and you wouldn't know till, like, I don't know, we're all addicted to something. We all do something for our dopamine rush, whether it's Instagram likes or porn or booze or weed or whatever the fuck, and you have to keep topping it.
Yeah.
And then something does, you're right, you get desensitized to it.
You get desensitized to it, and then you take a break, and then it's like doing social media. For me right now, it's like just being on social media, getting a reaction out of people, making them laugh. It's like, oh, that feels good again. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say like I'm addicted to it, but I can see how like people can be addicted to it.
Well, and it is a dopamine rush. It's the same shit like a casino. You see likes and you're like, oh, who just followed me? Who just liked me?
That's nice. I post a story, I get a bunch of fucking messages. Post a picture, get a bunch of comments, and post a funny thing. People are laughing. I'm like, that makes me feel good, or whatever. And then you take a break from it. It's like, I don't miss it, like when I'm not on there.
Yeah, you're not.
You know what I mean? But when I do it, it's like, ooh, that felt good. Like,
they know that. They got you.
Some people probably.
And that's how you get into. Oh man, I need plastic surgery. Oh man, I need to look like so and so. Oh man, I need this filter.
Yeah, see, people could take it that way. I feel like I'm fortunate enough to like be self-aware enough to like never let it really.
Well, and it comes with maturity too.
But it does also put you in check sometimes, because sometimes it's like, man, you know, I don't look as good as I can. I need to get back in the gym.
Sure.
Fucking, I need to, you know, start taking care of my health.
Yeah.
Let me fucking, you know, eat healthier, fucking be healthier, get back in the gym, and like actually look good, feel good. So when I'm like putting myself out there, you know, I'm giving the best version of myself. So it's like almost like almost a check for me, at least. That's how I look at it. Yeah. You know, because like when I watch some of these podcasts back, I'm like, damn, I got dark circles under my eyes and whatnot, man. I need to get more sleep. I need to fucking stop, you know. I need to fucking go get some sunlight. I need to, like, you know, eat better, get back in the gym. So it's like, okay, I want to look good for the camera. I'm not addicted. Like, it's not, I'm not going to go get no plastic surgery or nothing.
Sure.
But at the same time, it's like this subtle, like, nudge, like, yo, at least that's how I take it.
No,
so
it is.
And it's been good for me.
And I mean, look, I mean, we're older, we're mature now. It would have fucked me up when I was young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I was young, I was vain and like so narcissistic, I'm sure, right? And like crazy diets and steroids, all that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Gotta be the best. Gotta look better than so and so. And there's a direct correlation between how much money you can make.
That comes from when you're comparing yourself to other people.
Right. Well, and with the stripping, it's like,
you have.
I will make more money.
Yeah.
Right. I see it right away. When you take the shirt off, and they're like, and girls are like, you are like a god.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Right. And then that gets addicting, and then you feed into that. You're right. I am.
Dude, I've met some guys who literally thought like that. Dude.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name no names, but I'm sure you kind of know who I'm like referring to. But you've definitely crossed paths with some of these guys back in the day, and they literally had it in their head that they're like God's gift to earth.
Well, and what happens,
like,
man,
where
is
do you get this ego?
Dude, there goes the Hollywood thing again, though, bro. You believe your own hype.
Yeah.
And you start taking yourself too serious. And that's the same thing that happened to me when I was younger. And I start going, sex, I mean, like, no, it's like, that's money.
Especially when you first get exposed to the attention for the first time, like, it's real easy to go. I remember when we first start touring and whatnot, we're getting all these fans and whatnot, fucking... Dude, we were acting totally different. It's like I thought I was something special. Yeah. It's like fucking, you know.
And that's what brings the greats down, right? That's what brought Mike Tyson down. You become your own worst enemy.
Yeah, Mike Tyson has a really popular line that I love. He said the limo door is is right next to the gutter.
Damn, dude.
He's like, you can step right out of that limo door and right into the gutter.
It's the same thing that happened to me when I was with Cut. And I started thinking, who the fuck are you? You ain't nothing. And then my motherfuckers looking at me like, and they're telling me like, you're the greatest. And I'm like, I believe that shit.
Dude, that's good. That's so.
That's my Mike impersonation.
He's so wise now.
He is.
I love his new podcast, Hotboxing.
Yeah.
And all this stuff, like listening to him now after he's gone through all
Got
this.
humbled.
Dude, he's so wise.
Got humbled.
Like, for his persona and who he portrays to like the general public.
Yeah.
When you listen to him and it's like, yo, this guy's mentally like gone everywhere and just like thinks about life.
Life has a way of humbling you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got humbled. You start thinking you're invincible, and you start thinking you start believing your own hype, and you start thinking I am great. Yeah, I am, and it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
It is all bullshit, and you got to stay and not humble from the standpoint of like, you know, I think the true definition of humble is actually really kind of deprecating. It's not like modest.
Gotcha.
They are.
It's just humble, just like grounded in reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
not thinking you're above everybody else.
Right, man. Because that shit'll end up bringing you down.
Yeah.
You know,
it's not a fun way to live life either.
No, life will God will humble you.
Yep.
And put you in your place real quick, and then it just gets to like, man, what am I doing here, man? What is my purpose?
Yeah.
Because that ain't my purpose. For what? Dude, I'm empty inside.
Yeah. See.
Empty.
See, but there's like so many people that don't like they don't got the fame, they don't got the girls, they don't got the look, and they think that's what I need for me to feel the fulfillment.
Yeah.
And then once you get it, like Jim Carrey has a popular line, it's like,
Yeah.
I wish you could have all those things, so you could realize that that's not the answer.
Yeah, but a lesson learned is better than one told.
Yeah.
You got to go
You almost
through
have
that.
to, yeah.
You have to go through it, man. You got to learn
Yeah.
by your ass, man.
Yep.
You just got to. I could tell you till I'm blue in the face, man. Like, you could, what are you going to tell some young kid, like, oh, man, you don't want to X, Y, Z? He's got to go and learn.
Yep.
You know, and that's how my parents were with me, man.
Yeah, everybody's got to kind of just figure it out for themselves sometimes. Because, hearing it is one thing and being told it, but actually experiencing it, like, it hits different. Like, you get put in check fucking way harder. And then you're like, now I understand why they always used to tell me this.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the older cats. They're like, dude, you got to start doing this and this and this. I didn't listen.
That's crazy, dude.
I didn't listen.
I want to get into, because you mentioned your wife.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
your wife now?
Yeah.
Okay, we're about to dive into that. But we're going to get into that on the exclusive part of the episode. But anyway, we're going to continue this conversation over on Magic Men Plus. We're going to talk about your relationship. I want to know how that you made that all work, given your past. Because she knows everything, right? So I want to know if there's any, and we're also going to see if there's anything that carried over from the stripping industry that might have helped you with the relationship. And then we have some fan questions. These are questions that girls are afraid to ask guys. We're going to get your opinion on some of these. Okay. I do want to give a shout out before I forget to some of the top social media commenters. I know I said I was going to do this for you guys, and I forgot last week because we were on a serious topic, and it completely slipped my mind. But I got you girls this week. Don't think I forgot about y'all. Y'all are still appreciated. So from YouTube, Lisa G, you know me. You are the shit, girl. You've been on every single video. Also, Caroline J, we see you on them YouTube comments, killing it. From IG, we got Licia B _87. All over the IG comments, killing it, girl. We love you for that. And then from TikTok, we got a couple of y'all. SarahJoy.xoxo. She all over our thing.
She likes tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac-toe, dick-tac-toe.
Oh, that's
She's all over it. We appreciate you, girl. Loanne87, I see you as well.
Didn't the other girl have an 87?
Oh, yeah, there's 287s.
287s.
Damn, you might want to link up with Licia.
They're sisters.
Tracy RN0. I see you as well. And last but not least, a fan account. Lori.mileshas.fan. Extra love for you. Mwah. Just playing.
That's pretty cool.
Love it. Keep the love coming. We appreciate it. I always appreciate seeing those comments and whatnot. It's always fun to interact with you girls. Everybody, check them out on Instagram. Do you have anything else aside from your Instagram? Is that your main place?
Yeah, main Instagram.
The John Stan.
The John Stan.
Yep. TheJohnstan. The John Stan. Go check him out on Instagram, man. He's got a lot of, and if you're in the acting field or you know somebody in the acting field, you want to hit this man up. He's got a lot of credits to his name. He helps with coaching. He's got a self-tape studio, a demo reel studio. He could help take you from the streets to in front of the screen. From the streets to the screen, real quick.
There you go, from the streets to the screen.
Hit up Hot Shot Self-Taping.
There you go.
So anyway, we're going to continue this conversation on Magic Men Plus. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple or on YouTube, hit subscribe. Again, leave us a comment. Leave us a nice review. Anything that'll help us be exposed to more people.
To the masses.
Just a couple of fellas that have gotten a different taste of life.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
anyway, y'all, we'll see you over on Magic Men Plus. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Peace.